The universe started in a big bang and is expanding. Some scientists think that it will contract and end in a big crunch. Does the Qur'an agree? We saw that when a supernova explodes between 30 and 100 light years away from us, it triggers genetic mutations and variation every 30 million years or so. We get one of those supernova door knocks. But every 240 million years or so, we get a door bang, a supernova within the lethal distance limit of 30 light years. This radiation destroys much of our protective ozone layer, a 3 millimeter thin atmospheric layer that shields us from cancer-causing rays. It pierces our defenses and triggers a system reboot of life through mass extinction. If a star 30 light years away exploded today, we wouldn't know for 3 decades. But when that light finally reaches us, the knock is instantaneous. The initial flash dismantles the ozone in days, almost immediately after the first wave of high-energy particles arrives, beginning a bombardment that could persist for centuries, browning the sky, raining down more radiation, causing global lightning storms and wildfires everywhere. It is the ultimate night visitor, unseen until it strikes, changing the course of life forever. The chapter At-Tariq continues, إِنَّهُ عَلَى رَجِهِ لَقَادِرٌ يَوْمَ تُبْلَى السَّرَائِرُ فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ قُوَّةٍ وَلَا نَاصِرٍ. Surely he is fully capable of bringing them back to life on the day all secrets will be disclosed. Then one will have neither power nor helper. In a way, this message is about data integrity. When you die, your molecules will scatter. The entropy of disorder of death is just a temporary scrambling of information. God has the backup, the recording of everything, and he is the only one with the power to replay it all intact. God caps this with one final oath. وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ Ar-Raj, وَالْأَرْضِ ذَاتِ الصَّدْعِ. By the sky which returns, and the earth with its splitting. These verses are often interpreted as the rain cycle and the sprouting of seeds. However, they follow verses that mention man's return on the day of judgment. So more likely they are describing the events on that momentous day. In physics, the accelerated expansion of our universe is driven by dark energy, a force represented in our equations by the cosmological constant. Standard physics says that the universe expands forever, but the most advanced theories in string theory and quintessence suggest that dark energy might be on a timer. If it flips, the sky returns. That means that we are living in the inflationary grace period before the universe contracts. So what would happen if the value of this constant were to flip, moving from a positive outward push to a negative inward pull? The geometry of space itself would change. The sky would stop expanding and begin to contract. It would be Ar-Raj, the sky that returns. And as space tightens, the gravitational pressure would become so intense that it would overcome the very forces holding matter together. The earth would not just crack, it would be physically dismantled. This is a Surah, the reversal of accretion. In the late stages of a hypothesized big crunch, as cosmic densities rise, galaxies would interact more frequently, star formations would intensify, stellar collisions would become more common, and binary star systems would merge more often, potentially increasing the rate of supernova knocks across the universe. These are extrapolations at the edge of physics. They point to an increasingly violent and unstable cosmos. But by that point, the Earth would be long gone, and humanity would not be there to witness it. The law of conservation of information states that the universe's information is conserved. Islam tells us that the time will come when our record will be retrieved. This is the day of data disclosure. As the universe's energy peaks, the noise of physical matter is stripped away. The information, every bit of who you are, is pulled from the Guardian record and restored. In the heat of the collapse, the signal is finally separated from the scrambled entropy of time. إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلٌ فَصْلٌ وَمَا هُوَ بِالْهَزْلِ إِنَّهُمْ يَكِيدُونَ كَيْدًا وَأَكِيدُ كَيْدًا. Surely this is a decisive word, and it is not to be taken lightly. They are devising plans, and I am devising plans. Their plan is mischief and harm, intentional disorder, and accelerated entropy on earth for arrogance and selfish gain. God's plan is the great reckoning. Whether we look at the chemistry of hydrothermal vents, the energy of a dying star, or the selfish and destructive plotting of people who think themselves powerful, the message of these verses is clear. All information is preserved. Physics tells us we live in a universe where nothing is truly lost. Information may be scrambled by entropy over time, but it is never erased. This surah is a decisive word. Innahu laqawlun fasl. It is not a casual observation. It is the source code of reality itself, the defining truth that separates the signal from the noise. It is a statement of ultimate consequence. فَمَهِّلِ الْكَافِرِينَ أَمْهِلْهُمْ رُوَيْدًا. So bear with the plotting disbelievers for just a little while. In other words, be patient. In the end, there will be an audit. May God guide us to be amongst those who send ahead good deeds.